Welcome back to Ride JBI. This is JB. Today we finished a JBI Spec WP Xplor Pro 6500 kit. This was built to our JBI suspension, the Flowy single track spec. The WP Xplor Pro 6500 is very similar to the WP Exact Pro 6500. The main differences would be the bottoming cone and how it is shaped and designed. The Xplor Pro, as we see here, is a different design, and that is because of how the Xplor internals fit or locate inside of the lower lugs of the Xplor forks. And what I mean by that is the stock forks that come on the KTM, XCW models, and their other off-road models. And also the forks that come on the off-road models of the Husqvarna and gases that have the Xplor forks. How those cartridges fit inside of the lower forks. They have a way to locate inside of there so they don't spin as you work on them. So you can kind of see these flat spots in that, and that's what that is for. Compared to the Exact Pro 6500 bottoming cones, those feature a different shape, and notably the rebound adjuster looks quite a bit differently. So that's one way to easily see a visual on what fork setup they have, because the top caps look the same. Whether you have a WP Exact Pro 7548 cone valve fork, Exact Pro 6500, or Xplor Pro 6500, or even the Xplor 7500. This fork cap is what you're gonna get. So an easy way to differentiate which one you have between the Exact and the Xplor is to look at the bottom rebound clicker. You can tell that here. Now on these Xplor 6500s, the spring length that we're utilizing is a 470 millimeter long spring. This is the same spring length that comes on the stock Xplor forks. That is not the case for the new WP Xplor 7500 forks, which is this fork system, but instead of a shim mid-valve, it utilizes a cone valve mid-valve configuration in this section of the fork cartridge. So to get back to these, the Xplor Pro 6500s utilize 470 length springs, and you're after 475 millimeters for the length with the proper spacers installed, which we already have put on for the customer. These are headed up to North Pole, Alaska. And the riding that was described to me and what we agreed upon for the best setting is our Flowy single track setting. So that is the spec that these were built to. Of course, our JBI suspension titanium WP subvalves are a part of this build. That is a piece in gold, which replaces the piece in silver you can see next to it. Now, beyond the difference in material and the design / shape of it, you can see the key difference is the bleed holes that come out the bottom here on the compression post, whereas now they come out up top in this area. The reason we did that is because we can stack shims on this post to cover those holes, and that gives us additional low speed compression damping, which is equally as important on these softer off-road setups, because the feel of the suspension that is often desired by off-road riders is a very comfortable, plush, smooth, and soft feel. But, and this is the tough part, but not being too overly soft. And that is where the subvalve comes into play. We can build the dampener just be very smooth all the way through, but by utilizing the addition of this subvalve, we can ensure that we always have a certain amount of low speed compression damping. And that's what prevents the fork from building up too much momentum when it hits a bump, and it prevents it from wanting to compress through the travel very quickly, which is described as being overly soft. Without the subvalve, it's very hard to create the same style of low speed compression damping that the subvalve does. If you've seen our videos before, you see that I often talk about this piece, and for good reason, man. It is one piece of the puzzle in general, and by the entire puzzle, I mean the fork damping system. This is a closed cartridge fork, but it's a very important piece to have. It's why it comes stock in all of KYB SSS forks. It comes stock inside of the Showa 49mm twin chamber forks. I got a set of these cartridges bleeding up right now on our fixtures. These kits have become very popular in the past 2 years, and rightfully so, compared to the stock WP Xplor forks. These WP Xplor Pro 6500 forks outperform the stock ones on a very big margin, and rightfully so. It's not a very apples to apples comparison. We have two different types of fork damping systems. The stock is an open cartridge fork, which is very limited in its tuning and capabilities. Well, here with this, we have a closed cartridge fork, which is from the WP cone valve, their highest performing fork that they have. And it's been tested, tuned, and developed for a long time. So rightfully so, and understandably, this is definitely going to heavily outperform those stock forks. Big reason that these are well liked is a lot of the riders that buy these off-road models, they really enjoy the comfort and feel of the stock suspension. They just find it to be too overly soft and not have a good enough hold up. Well, this suspension we're able to build almost just as soft, but have a lot better hold up. One, because of the subvalve, but two, because of the additional bottoming systems, such as the long spring tube we have right here that helps provide additional bottoming resistance, and the long bottoming cone mechanism here at the end as well. So with these WP Xplor Pro 6500s, you can expect to have pretty much the same level of comfort and plushness as the stock Xplor forks, but better hold up during aggressive riding and better bottoming resistance during high impacts, such as going fast over big whoops, big impacts on G-outs, or if you even hit some jumps out in the desert. There's a complete product page on ridejbi.com that details our JBI Spec WP Xplor Pro 6500 kits. Please go ahead and check that out if you want to see some more information. There's tons of pictures, images, detailed text, and also other YouTube videos that show and display other builds we have done in the past for other people and other riders. All right, one last pass over. Thank you guys for watching these videos. If you'd like Ride JBI to do your suspension, please give us a call or send us an email. We can discuss the year, make, model bike that you have, which options are available, and which setup would be most advantageous for you. All JBI suspension services and parts can be found at ridejbi.com.